As a child raccoon, Rocket is a guinea pig for the High Developmental to make a Counter-Earth populated by human creatures. He becomes companions with Lila, Teefs, and Floor, three of the Great Transformative's other guinea pigs. Rocket shows knowledge and fitness past different creatures and reasons the imperfection in the anthropomorphization cycle, maddening the High Transformative. They later discover that they won't be important for the new Earth after the High Developmental culminates the recipe to humanize. At the point when the High Transformative suspects a departure endeavor, he kills Lila, Teefs, and Floor, maddening Rocket, who hammers him and getaways. Years after the fact, the gatekeepers of the cosmic system have laid out their central command on a modified nowhere. The night in the wake of getting comfortable, they are gone after by Adam Warlock, a super-fueled being made out of vengeance by his mom, the ruler of the sovereign, Aisha, for beforehand taking from her kin. They are requested to carry Rocket to the High Transformative, who has become fixated on recovering his subject to seclude and recreating Rocket's insight. During the battle, Rocket is truly harmed, leaving the gatekeepers unfit to keep an eye on his injuries due to a kill switch implanted in him. The group resolved to go to the Orgoscope, central command of the Great Transformatives Organization Orgocorp, with expectations of finding a supersede code. With the help of the Ravagers and a hesitant 2014 Gamora, the Watchmen penetrate Orgosphere and recover Rocket's record. Nonetheless, they are gone after by Orgosphere's gatekeepers, scarcely getting away from after Peter Plume remotely actuates the Watchman's suit fly packs. They derive that Theo, one of the Great Transformatives researchers, may have the supersede code put away in his memory, and choose to find him. The group visits Counter-Earth against Gamora's recommendation, trailed by Aisha and Adam. With assistance from a group of bat-like humanoids, Plume, Cloud, and Groot follow Theo to the High Developmental's boat, while Drax and Mantis stay with Gamora and Rocket. Plume and Groot load up the High Developmental's boat, abandoning Cloud. Mantis reluctantly goes with Drax to the High Transformative's boat, which starts to send off with Plume and Groot caught ready, an interaction that likewise obliterates Counter-Earth. Gamora stays with Rocket, however is gone after by a pig hero sent by the High Transformative, what her self's identity is, killed when Warlock shows up searching for Rocket. Gamora overwhelms Adam and dispatches the Gatekeeper's boat. Plume and Groot effectively rout the High Developmental's powers and kill Theo, leaping off with him and recovering his memory before Gamora meets them. In the meantime, accepting Plume and Groot are still ready, Cloud, Mantis, and Drax load up the High Developmental's boat to protect them, and a debilitated Adam detects that his mom is in harm's way, however is past the point where it is possible to save her. On the Gatekeeper's boat, Rocket level lines and has a brush with death, where he is met by Lila, Teefs, and Floor, who let him know that his time has not yet preceded. Plume effectively executes the supersede code and restores him. Mantis, Cloud, and Drax go over swarms of detained youngsters on the High Developmental's boat prior to being caught themselves, and set in a chamber with obelisks. Mantis can convince the obelisks to favor them, and the three break the chamber prior to rejoining with the Watchmen and overwhelming the High Transformative's military. Kraglin and Cosmo show up in nowhere, which Cosmo associates with the High Transformative's boat with the assistance of Cloud and Kraglin, through her powers of supernatural power, permitting them to free the caught youngsters. Rocket finds a litter of child raccoons and other guinea pig creatures, however is gone after by an insane High Developmental while endeavoring to free them prior to being safeguarded by the Gatekeepers. The High Transformative is left to die on his boat, while the creatures are safeguarded and bored nowhere alongside the vast majority of the Watchmen. After Cosmo can't keep the boats intact for a considerable length of time for him to load up, Plume scarcely evades, starting to freeze in space prior to being protected by Atom. The Watchmen choose to disband. Plume presents the position of skipper of the Watchmen upon Rocket prior to leaving for Earth. Mantis sets out on an excursion of self-revelation with the Abelisks. Gamora reunites with the Ravagers. Cloud and Drax stay on Nowhere to bring up the safeguarded youngsters. In a mid-credits scene, Skipper Rocket is seen driving the new Gatekeepers of the Universe, made out of a completely developed Groot, Atom, Cosmo, Phyla-Vell, Kraglin and Blurp as they set up another mission. In a post-credits scene, Plume reconnects with his granddad.